Hello, welcome to Java Programming Tutorials, Chapter 20, Part 1, Polymorphism in Java, brought to you by Ankpro Technologies. My name is Harish. So in this session, we are going to learn about the polymorphism in Java. So what is polymorphism? Polymorphism, again, it's an important concept and that is object-oriented programming. And polymorphism, it is the ability to take more than one form. So how can we achieve polymorphism in Java? We can achieve the polymorphism in Java in two ways. They are method overloading and method overriding. So coming to method overloading. So what do you mean by method overloading? If a class has many methods with the same name, I repeat, if a class has many methods with the same name but differ in the number of parameters, so then I can call that methods as method overloading, that concept as method overloading. So how can we achieve the method overloading? Different ways to achieve the method overloading is by changing the number of arguments or by changing the data type of the variable itself, of the parameter itself. So let me show you how to achieve the method overloading. So let me jump into Eclipse, and here I have a class called sample. So now what I do here is I'll create two methods, okay, public static, and I'll tell it as add. So it take two parameters, int a comma int b. So since it is a method, I have to come up with signature. So I'll tell like return. So before that I need to tell the return type here, sorry for that. Int, it has to return a plus b. So this is what my method is. So now what I'll do is I'll just copy it and I'll paste it here. So this is also the method with the same name, but keep in mind this is going to take three parameters. So it is c. So now here I need to return a plus b plus c. So now you can observe here, this is what we call method overloading. In the sense we have the methods with the same name, but the thing varying is the number of parameters here. So this is one way of achieving it. So let me call this methods here, that is add. So it takes two parameters, they are 10 comma 20. Okay, and again the same method which takes three parameters. So now I need to print them. So I'll make use of system dot println. So let me end up here. So you can observe here in this class sample we have three methods. One is the main method, and also okay I have to and the main method as well as two methods with the same name, add and hide, but the thing varying is the number of parameters. So this is what we call the method overloading. So now when I run this program, I'll get the output as 30 and 60 as expected. So this is called method overloading by changing the number of arguments. But if I change the data type of the variables, so then also we call it as method overloading. Instead of int, what I'll do is I'll just tell like double. So this also double. So but it takes only two parameters here. Okay, now I change here year 2. So the problem here is very simple. So again I have to call it like this, return a plus b. Let me end up like this, it's double a or double b. So now when I run the program, okay, we have errors here. So let me fix this problem as of now. So the problem is here, sorry for that, I have to change the return type also, right, because it's of double. So you can observe here I'm having the methods, okay, methods with the same name, two methods, but the thing varying here is not the number of parameters are also the same, but the type of the parameters. Here it is of int type and it's of double type. This method is returning of int type and this method is returning of double type. So now when I pass some number of double type, it's going to add that 32, and here also like 32. Now when I run the program, it's going to provide me the output. So this is the other way of doing method overloading, where we have the same number of parameters but the type of the parameters are different here. So this is what we call method overloading. So if a class has many methods with the same name but differ in the number of parameters, it is called method overloading, and these are the two ways like you can achieve the method overloading. Okay, and next is method overriding. So what do you mean by method overriding? If a class has the same method as declared in the parent class, it is known as method overriding. So how to achieve the method overriding? Okay, it's very simple. So there are different ways to override a method. Okay, what are the different ways? Method name and the parameter name. I repeat, the method name and the parameter name must be same as in the parent class, and it is also possible, and it is this method overriding, sorry, it is possible only through inheritance. So let me show you how to uh, achieve how to override a method. It's very simple. So what I'll do is, let me jump here and let me remove these two things present here and this one also. So now it's time to show the method overriding. So first I'll define a method, public void, and it is running. It's a running method. So what I do is I'll just tell like system dot out dot println. So it is telling like vehicle is running. Okay, but what I do is I will add another class. Okay, now what I'll do is, to this default project I'll add another class. This is the class is bike finish. Okay, and now what this bike will do is it will inherit that sample class such that you can use this class here, this class present there. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this, okay, and I'll paste it here in this. Okay, so this is what we are trying to do. We are trying to override a method, but when I override a method, I have the option to define the thing whatever I want inside the method. So I can tell like, since this is a bike, right, so I can tell like bike is running. So now when I create an object, okay, of the class bike, b is equal to new bike. So what I can do is I can tell b dot running. When I run this program, as of now, you'll get the output as bike is running, not the vehicle is running. So what I've done here is I have a class sample. Okay, I have a class sample. I've inherited that class to bike class. So bike class is having the capacity to override the method present here. So it takes this method, and when it takes the method, it is having the option to write the thing whatever it want inside that method. In the sense, it can define the thing whatever it want inside this method. And here you can observe here, okay, the main method is vehicle is running, but I modified it to bike is running. So this is what we call method overriding. Okay, and now if you want to, okay, this is called method overriding. Let me show you. I hope you understood this. We use the concept of inheritance to do method overriding. So let me jump back to presentation and coming to next one. So method overriding, we use a keyword called super in method overriding. Why? Because if we wish to call the parent class method also in the child class, then we have to use the super keyword. So what do you mean by that? So for example, I have a default method in the class public void running. Suppose if I want to call this default method also in my bike, then how do I call that? I can call that with the help of super dot running. So now when I go back and when I run this program here, you can observe here, I'll get the parent class method vehicle is running as well as the child class method bike is running. So if you want the both methods to be executed, then I need to make use of the super keyword. Okay, I hope you understood like what is method overloading and method overriding too. So finally, thank you for listening. Have a great day. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel Ankpro Training. You can also like our Facebook page visiting this URL. You can also follow us on Twitter. For further reference, refer our website. We're on LinkedIn too. Last but not the least, please don't forget to give the feedback. Thank you. Have a great day.